Hey guys, make sure to stick around to the end of the video for the video game lottery giveaway. Stay tuned! Hey guys, Saru here, and today we're going to be showing you a bunch of stuff that I picked up at 2 of the Super Potatoes in Osaka, here on Retro Japan. So on my second trip to Osaka, I got to go to 2 of the Super Potatoes that are in Osaka, Japan. One of them being in Denden Town and the other one being in Namba. So I'm going to go ahead and just take all the stuff that I got at both Super Potatoes and show them off in this video and talk about them. But I'm going to go ahead and show you a little bit of the inside of the store. I got to take some video footage. Most stores don't allow it. They don't like it when people take video inside the stores because of customer privacy or what have you. But we managed to take some incognito video with a small pocket camera that was out of sight. So you get to see the inside of the store a little bit and what it looks like. But I'm going to first show off some of the stuff that I got really cheap in their junk bin. I'm going to start with the stuff that I got at the Super Potato in Denden Town in Osaka. And Denden Town, as I explained in a previous pickup video, is like the Akihabara equivalent to Osaka. That's Denden Town. So I'm going to start off with some cheap Saturn pickups that I got, and these were super cheap because they have like some defects or things like manual creases and stuff like that. This first one is Virtua Cop. Everybody knows Virtua Cop. I'm not really going to go into it, but I picked this up for 20 yen. It's super cheap. And I don't have it, so that's cool. Another thing that I picked up for 50 yen, which is about the equivalent to 50 cents, was Puyo Puyo Tsu, or Puyo Puyo Expert, for the Sega Saturn. I have this one, so I'm going to be giving this one away. As you guys know, I'm going to be doing giveaways now, so make sure that you like and subscribe, and post a comment in the video, and I'll enter you guys in a raffle to win random stuff. The next thing that I got for super cheap is the Evangelion. This is like an interactive movie. So you have like, it's like an adventure game, and it plays like clips from the movie and you get choices and stuff. The next 2 games are 3DO games. One of them is the original Alone in the Dark, which is an awesome game. I love this game. And I used to have the big box version, or the US version, which all came in big boxes for the 3DO, and I don't know what happened to it, so this'll do fine. And I got this cheap. It was 480 yen. That's like $4.50, so pretty cheap. This next thing I got, this was also 20 yen. Seimei Handa. This is not even a game, I don't think. This is like a software that determines characteristics of a Japanese surname. So you put in what your Japanese surname is, and it'll give you like a series of characteristics based on your surname. You know, how common your surname is. I don't know. I will never play this. The case is probably worth more than the actual software itself, but I'm trying to get more 3DO games. I might pop it in just out of curiosity. One of those things that I played for 2 seconds. Alright, and then the next thing I got at the same Super Potato in Denden Town were some controllers. I picked up an Avenue 3 pad because I don't have one, surprisingly enough. I have Forgotten Worlds, but I don't have this, so this will do nicely for Forgotten Worlds because it allows you to rotate the character in each direction using 2 different buttons, and then you have 1 shooting button. But yeah, that'll make this a hell of a lot better. And games like Valis, where you required the run button to slide, you can just use one of the extra buttons here, and it'll slide. Like Valis 3, I believe. More controllers. I actually picked up 3DO Capcom 3DO controllers because I don't have these, and playing Street Fighter with only 3 buttons kind of sucks. So having this 6-button, very awkward looking controller, but it actually fits and it actually works. You wouldn't think that its shape would be comfortable, but it is. It's got like a little hand grip, and you got like these buttons that you grip on the bottom. It just looks awkward, but it works. And I picked up 2 of these because they were $8 a piece. So for $8, I have, you know, a second controller that'll sit there idle because I have no one to play with me. That's not true. I have a couple friends that maybe we'll try some Street Fighter on 3DO and see how that turns out. Alright, so those are all of my Super Potato pickups for Den Town. Next, we're going to do the Super Potato in Namba, Osaka, right across the street from Nankai Station, Namba City. So the first couple of games here, this one is kind of bleh, so we'll start with this one, Angelique. I don't really know too much about this game or what type of game it is, but this one I think was like $5, so I picked it up just to add to the PCFX collection because I effectively have, I think, 4 PCFX games. Anyway, that's Angelique for the PCFX. The next game is another PCFX game. This one is Team Innocent, which is one of the better games on the PCFX. One of the cool ones that PCFX is full of, like anime titles and things that are mostly unplayable to people who don't speak Japanese. So this one requires a bit of Japanese, but you can still fumble through it if you don't know a lot, or if you know very little, you can still fumble through. And the graphics are nice. It kind of reminds me of Resident Evil, where the backgrounds are static, and you have like your character walking around in these static backgrounds, but they're rendered in 3D. Pretty cool. And I always loved how PCFX games came in these large clamshell cases. This one very faintly smells like Japan, but yeah, they come in these big cases, and the game manual, and usually this separates it so that you can put like that cushion on top. I'm not sure what it's for, and then that cushion goes on top of it. But I've always loved these big clamshell cases for the PCFX. I always thought they looked really cool. Alright, so going back, this is actually not a game, this is more of an accessory that I picked up as an impulse buy. It's the Famicom to Super Famicom Adapter. And basically what this lets you do is it lets you play your Famicom games on the Super Famicom. So you can just pop this into your Super Famicom, you pop your Famicom game into this cartridge. The only weird thing about this is that it requires a cable. It has its own cable that comes out, and it only connects via composite. So I have a chip 1 Super Famicom that I use a SCART cable with, but you can't get video or audio to pass through on the Super Famicom. It has to pass through on this device. So to me it's kind of, like I said, it was an impulse buy because I don't really need it. I have a Famicom, an AV Famicom, so this is essentially the same thing. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to give this one away as well. This will be added to the lottery as well, and somebody will get to win it if you comment. So make sure you're subscribed. I need more subscribers. Alright, the next thing is not a game, it's a system card. This actually I don't have. It's the version 2.1 system card, but this one in specific lets you properly play Altered Beast CD. For whatever reason, Altered Beast CD doesn't play correctly on the Super CD card or the arcade card. After the first level, it just takes a huge dump. So with this, you're able to play it normally, which is a huge oversight by whoever put together that version of the game. I don't think that was supposed to be like that, since no other games run like that. I think it was just a mistake. But either way, I picked one up, and I paid way too much money for it, because oddly enough, the other Super Potato, right now we're talking about the Super Potato. I got this in Super Potato in Namba, but the one in Den Town had them for like $4, so I ended up paying more than double for this one. And that's the weird thing about shops in Japan, is that you never really know what prices you're going to get at any particular store. Some stores have stuff for way cheaper, and then some items will be ridiculously expensive. And that's just the way it is. It just goes by item, or whoever's checking in the items or pricing the items at the time. So, yep. Alright, speaking of PC Engine, the next thing I'm going to show you guys is Neo Nectarous. I thought I had this, but I guess I don't. I guess I had just been playing the demo for many, many years. But this is Neo Nectarous. I love this game. Known as Military Madness in the US for the TurboGrafx 16. So if you have a TurboGrafx 16, this is Military Madness. And in Japan, the series is called Nectarous. And the sequel is Neo Nectarous, which is this one. It has a really great soundtrack and all the great gameplay that came with the first Nectarous. So I'm glad to have that. That was really cheap. I only paid like $10 for that, and it's a good game. Alright, the next one, speaking of military strategy type games, this one is part of the Sakura Wars series. This is the Ogami Ichiro Funtoki. This is basically like a fan disc for the Sakura Wars series. This is for the Dreamcast, and you get to like do various different things. Like right here is a scene of the Sumida character in the musical, so they show you bits of the musical, and there's like commentary. You also get to do like little mini games, because the in Sakura Wars, Ogami Ichiro, he's the team's like captain for the girls who pilot these robots, but as the like secret like underground business, he does like the ticketing, and so there's a mini game where he does like the ticketing for the theater where people go watch these musicals. So this is kind of interesting, but pretty much only if you're a fan. If you're a fan, you'll like it. Alright, speaking of Sakura Wars, I picked up for the Dreamcast Sakura Wars Columns 2. I have Sakura Wars Columns 1 for the Saturn, and I love it, and this one is also really excellent, and I love it, and it has all like the little like adventure portions that you see in the other Sakura Wars games, and they play out really nicely, and the game is a lot of fun. And it's basically columns. If you like columns, you'll like this, but it's like columns plus, because you have the characters, like many of the 2D puzzle games where like characters go up against each other. There's like super moves or special moves for the characters, and like a bar that you raise up from like level 1 to 3, and different attacks do different things. It's just really a lot of fun if you enjoy puzzle games, like those versus puzzle games. This one's really fun. Excellent stuff. Alright, and I say the best for last. The last thing I picked up at Super Nintendo, at Super Potato in Namba, was the game Tengoku for the Sega Saturn. Now, game Tengoku is really cool. For the longest time, I had this only burned. Back in the day, I had a Hong Kong version of this game. That I had picked up for like $15 way back when, and it's cool. It's like it's like the epitome of retro, because you go through all these different stages, and one of them is like an arcade, and it's so cool. This one comes with a VHS tape, which is basically 2 OVAs about the story of game Tengoku, and I don't know, I wonder if I can rip it open here and show you what that looks like really quick, since I kind of breezed through it. And I actually don't. I didn't even open it. They open it there and show you. A lot of Japanese stores, when you buy retro games, they'll open them and show you, so that if you're satisfied with the quality of it, they tell you, oh, well, this one's got like a bump or a blip. So here's what the game looks like. But that's how it comes packed. The game itself, the game Tengoku. Super cool artwork. I'm actually super excited to play this. Looks really awesome, and the game is a lot of fun. It's so good. It's so good. And here's the VHS tape that it comes with, which is pretty awesome. And this one is like immaculate. Like, this tape is like, it's such good condition. It makes me so happy. And it's funny because, like, if you look at it from far, you're like, oh, it looks like a Super Famicom box. I wonder, are they the same size? They are, kinda. No, not really. It's thinner, but still, you can mistake it for a Super Famicom game, probably. One thing I found out is that there's a remake of this game that just recently came out, and I didn't find out until the day I went to Japan, which was December 1st. And I went into a store and I saw the box and I was like, that's not how I remember that box looking like. The clerk's like, oh yeah, that's a pre-order, because like, apparently like a lot of them were pre-ordered. They didn't have the actual game on display. And I was like, can I buy that? And he's like, no, sorry, that somebody had pre-ordered that already. And I was like, ah, crap. But it's funny because then later on I actually went and I found this. That same day I went to the Super Potato and found this version of it, and I'm super stoked. I'd like to know if anybody out there has the PlayStation 4 version, and if they do, does it come with the OVAs? Because if it does, I kind of want that, just not to touch this tape here and watch the OVAs from the Blu-ray or whatever, DVD even. I'd be happy. But yeah, game Tengoku, super cool, very happy. So that does it for all of my pickups for Super Potato in Osaka, and I hope you guys enjoyed checking out all the cool stuff that I bought. And I want to thank all my Patreons. I'll go ahead and put them up on screen here so you can take a look. If you guys want to check out my Patreon, I put a lot of content, like mostly art stuff there that I don't post anywhere else on my Patreon. If you want to go check it out, and you know, if not, that's cool. It doesn't really matter. But it would be super awesome if you did. In any case, I'll have some more pickups videos coming up so that I can do some more giveaways, because when I pick up stuff, I'm going to give away stuff, which is cool. Alright guys, thank you so much for checking out this video, and I'll see you next time on Retro Japan. Bye bye. We're going to be giving away some video games. Every week we're going to add a new retro video game to the list of games that we're giving away. All you have to do is comment down at the bottom and be subscribed to Retro Japan. It also helps if you go ahead and share this video with your friends, and if you hit that subscribe button and hit the notification icon so that you can get notifications whenever we post a new video, you can enter these giveaways every time I do a pickups video. Here are the current games in the lottery along with the newest game that's going to be added this week. Good luck!